All right, we are live on the YouTube. Is that what they call it? The YouTube.
Nobody calls it that. That is incorrect.
I think they do. Well, I will call it that. I will represent all the fathers. I will represent all the old people, and I will call it the YouTube. What is going on, y'all? Welcome to our night 2 preview of WrestleMania. Yesterday was night 1.
Well, here's the segue.
Okay.
Just like you calling it the YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
we called night 1 wrong a lot.
Well, yeah. Well, let's before we get to our night 2 previews and predictions, let's recap the card of night 1 and what we predicted. First match, like I said, like I believed it was. I did call this one.
Right.
It was Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. We both said Bobby Lashley, right?
Yes.
We both predicted.
I will say though,
yes.
from the rain delay, which I thought they handled pretty nicely, at least in the very beginning of it,
as nice as they could.
Right. The promo that Drew McIntyre cut almost made me really want him to win.
Okay. Why is that? What? Just his passion. What was it?
For me, he built more of a charismatic storyline in that 2 to 5 minutes than the weeks leading up to this match. Because that's really the type of promos and the type of lead up this match should have gotten from the start. Drew McIntyre feeling like he had done all this work, really carrying on his own back, as well as he could Monday Night Raw throughout this pandemic. And now he's finally going to fight for the opportunity to win the WWE Championship in front of a live audience. And you could feel his emotion coming through, and it made me almost want to root for him. Almost.
You didn't quite root for him, but you almost wanted to root for him.
Yes, if they hadn't tore him down so much, it would have been great.
Okay, what was the next match on the card?
The next match was the tag team turmoil match.
I got that one completely wrong.
Yeah,
I got that one absolutely, positively wrong.
Your pick was first out.
Yeah. I look
like that was completely bad.
Yeah, I look kind of dumb on that one. I said that I believed that it would be Lana and Naomi winning the whole thing. I thought that would have been the best storyline. You disagreed, but that's why we watched the show. I thought that would be the best storyline of the whole underdog thing, whatever, and it would be a good payoff to all the beatings that Lana has taken over the last couple of months, and then come back and defeat Nia Jax and Shayna Basler at WrestleMania.
My pick was almost there.
What was your pick again?
I had the Riot Squad.
Riot Squad looked good.
They did.
They probably looked good the whole time. Probably who looked the worst? Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. Mandy almost, not even almost. She fell. You see that?
I'll tell. Yeah, Mandy Rose falling was funny.
Mandy Rose falling was funny, but
not
I thought
as funny as the Titus World slide.
Yeah, but did you see Titus talk to her or social media afterwards?
No.
That was pretty funny. Like Mandy was doing like a Snapchat video or something, and Titus just comes up and says, "Hey, happens to the best of us." I thought that was a good touch. I actually thought that was a good touch.
Now, who I did not know and who we did not talk about in this match was Carmella and Billie Kay, which could have been forgotten anyway. I hate Billie Kay.
You hate Billie Kay? What?
I do.
And
in that match, she proved how absolutely terrible of a wrestler she actually is.
I think what makes Billie Kay hateable is what makes Billie Kay. Is that she's someone you want to hate.
No, I just don't want to see her wrestle. Like she couldn't sell a move last night to save the match or her career.
I think you're pretty hard on Billie Kay. So the winner of that whole match was Natalya and Tamina. Probably that right. I put them in front of Billie Kay and Carmella as the tag teams I don't care about. Like Carmella and Billie Kay, they're at the bottom.
I don't think I've ever been a Natalya fan. I've never looked at Natalya and been like, I want her to win. And I didn't even think they were going to win this match.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there were a lot of people that had them winning this. But nonetheless, they did.
Yeah, they did. So there you go. We'll get to that match tonight. As soon as we finish our recap. What else happened? What was the next match?
Cesaro versus Seth Rollins.
I think we both predicted Cesaro.
We did.
He did.
He got the rightful win.
He got the rightful win. Didn't end the way I thought it would. He won clean. I thought Seth Rollins would do something to get his heat back, and that did not happen. So, but I did predict the match.
I will say the only thing
was a good match.
Did not appreciate about the match was that it was kind of all built up over the Cesaro swing, which is not bad. But I think Cesaro is a lot more than that. But I'm glad he got the victory.
Okay. Next
was the Raw Tag Team Championship match with the New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos,
whatever you call. I like to call him Omos because it's almost like almost.
Well, he's not an almost champion.
No, he is the champ. He is the tag team champion.
Half of the tag.
No, he is the tag team champions. I don't have my Morgan State gear on because I should have wore that in tribute to Omos.
By size,
I have no clue.
5/6 of the champions.
Yeah. But that was I liked how that match went with the whole storytelling of the match, trying to cut the match off. Trying not to let Omos in the ring. Right. And then once he finally got into the ring, it went how it should went. And I think honestly, don't let these smarks, don't let these wrestling know-it-alls on the internet spoil you on Omos. He did what he was supposed to do. Omos is 7'3", 400 something pounds. They always want to treat the big man wrestler like he should be Rey Mysterio or something. Like, yeah, okay, he shouldn't do nothing but just smack people around. He doesn't need this. He doesn't need the move set that AJ Styles is. And I feel like sometimes that's lost.
Well, I think that it's not necessarily lost, but I think it's a combination of two things. One, time and time again, whenever WWE has a big man, that's all they put him as. Yeah. And it's not so much that they want people to be AJ Styles, but the size of Braun Strowman. They just don't want the size of Braun Strowman to be treated like the great colleague.
That's true. Well,
case in point, where is Keith Lee?
I thought he was hurt.
He might be hurt.
But he better be hurt. That's all I can say.
But they completely changed Keith Lee, who was an agile big man who could do a whole bunch of things, and they turned him into Mark Henry. And that was a terrible decision.
Yeah. No, that is true. That is true. So Omos and AJ Styles are now the Raw Tag Team Champions.
Tag Team Champions.
So basically now it's just a matter of time before the New Day are the 12th time. Yes, the 12th time.
There's nobody else.
Clap for your world famous 12-time champs and feel the power. Bringing Big E back was good. That was good. What's going to be terrible though is if none of them have any goals after WrestleMania. Yeah. They all had gold going in, and they're gonna leave. They need to take. I thought I saw a picture with all three of them together. With Kofi and Xavier Woods with the tag team titles, and Big E with the Intercontinental title. They should take a picture after WrestleMania.
No, what they have to do is they have that picture. They had the picture after night one, and then they have the picture after tonight if Big E loses, and it's just a steep decline.
Yeah, hey, how it started, how it's going. That's how it should be. All right, so that was a squash. What was the next match?
Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in a steel cage match.
That was a bathroom. That was a long bathroom break.
I didn't care going into it. I didn't care going through it, and I didn't care after it.
Yeah. It happened. it went the way you thought it would went. It went the way we said it would go.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much I thought the whole flip off the top of the cage. All right, there you go. You have your one Shane McMahon epic bump. You got you have that. In fact, I feel like now that's what they should do from here on out. Don't give Shane McMahon any matches. Just have a cage, have him come down to the ring and jump off, and then whether it be into a table or just some jobber guy or whatever, and then you just clean him up off the mat, and that's it.
That could be the second. What can Shane do this time?
Exactly. I don't need a Shane McMahon match. And that whole trying to make Braun Strowman the hero for everyone who's been called stupid. That was stupid.
That was laughable.
Yes.
Every single 5 seconds.
Braun Strowman,
everybody who's been called stupid.
Braun Strowman's been a bully since he's been in WWE. Now all of a sudden he's a hero for the bully. That's the story. That's the bad storyline that you get. From time to time. Braun Strowman's been the guy that I will do whatever I want, whenever I want. If you don't like it, you're going to get these hands.
That was the this match was, instead of having a be a star, there'd be a star routine. They didn't have that, so you got Braun Strowman.
You got Braun Strowman. Come on, I would have rather seen Shane McMahon wrestle that kid that Braun Strowman won the championship with. Where's Nicholas? He should have put that would have been funny in the steel cage match. Shane McMahon versus Nicholas. That's what they should have done.
They should have had Nicholas come back saying he never lost.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm here for the title side. In fact, there you go. Next, what did we say was the next pay-per-view? I believe the next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Money in the Bank. I want AJ Styles and Omos versus Braun Strowman and returning Nicholas.
Nicholas might be the same size as AJ Styles.
Exactly. At this point, Nicholas is probably like 15, 16 years old. He probably has facial hair and everything.
You won't even
Exactly. Nicholas gonna look like a grown man now. That's what I want. Omos and AJ Styles versus Braun Strowman and Nicholas at Money in the Bank. If y'all watching, book that. There you go. All right, what was next?
Bad Bunny and Damien Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison.
Probably an early favorite for match of the night.
That was
a good match. Bad Bunny looked all right. Look, if this music thing don't work out,
he looked like he just needed a little bit of training, and he's been real good.
You give Bad Bunny a year or two at the Performance Center, and then let him go to NXT for a couple of years. Bad Bunny be world heavyweight champion. He
had more than a few nice spots.
And the thing was, like, especially that move he put on Morrison
at the end.
At the end, because as much as the casual fan or someone who doesn't necessarily watch professional wrestling or sports entertainment, whatever, they'll talk about the fake, it's fake or it's scripted, whatever. That's a move that if you mess it up, you could kill somebody.
Right.
That's a move that could legitimately kill somebody if you do that move wrong. Mm-hmm. So one, the fact that Bad Bunny was able to pull that off, and two, the fact that John Morrison trusted Bad Bunny enough to do that move says a lot about the preparation that he made in that match. I thought, it could very well be just that you were just so pleasantly surprised by Bad Bunny showing that made that match so good. But I walked away from them like thinking that could be a train wreck, because most of those celebrity matches they're train wrecks. Right. And that was not a train wreck. That was a good match. It was cool,
What also stuck out to me about that move in particular is that only about half or so of the WWE roster that you would expect to see that move done by can even do that move.
Yeah. And it looked clean.
It did.
It looked clean. He did it. I'm good. Bad Bunny did all right.
And then also from this match, you kind of got the same type of storytelling that you saw in the New Day match, where the Miz and John Morrison did not want Damien Priest in the match.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then once he was in the match, it shifted. Not as big of a all-out shift.
It wasn't a squash like it was with Omos. Right.
Yeah. But you could see the difference.
Yeah.
It was a very nice match. I'll watch it again.
Okay. Good. Final match of the night.
Final match, Sasha Banks versus Bianca Bel-Air, which I don't care what else happens. might have my favorite spot of WrestleMania,
which
is when Bianca Belair absolutely obliterates Sasha Banks's ribs
with the hair. Yeah, and it had the welt on the side too.
You
had
could
the welt,
see it like right after it hit, which shows how much force that had.
Yeah, that's
it
crazy.
Didn't even take long.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. That was a good match, though. That was a good match, worthy of being the main event. Kudos to Michael Cole for making the call at the beginning of the night, for actually verbalizing and articulating that for the first time ever, you have 2 black women in the main event at WrestleMania. That was huge that he actually acknowledged that. So, I tip my hat to him. And that was just a good match. That was a good match to end. I will say I like the way it started. I like the way it ended. Yeah, there was some, some questionableness in between. Now, I will say I called that match wrong because I thought Sasha Banks would win.
We both did.
We called that match wrong.
But the way that the match was set up and the way that the match went, you couldn't have been disappointed.
No, not at all. Not at all. That's, I'll gladly admit that I got that wrong. But Bianca Belair, shout out to my man Paul. He's watching right now. He said Bianca Belair is a monster. She absolutely is.
There was no real bad ending to that match.
No.
And it made for a good end to night one. I mean, it gave Bianca Belair definitely a leg up.
Yep.
It made the fans excited.
Yes.
Especially her family's reaction.
Yeah. Oh man, her papa was jumped to joy. And look. I understand something. Look, as much as we love, we love the sport. As much as we love those great WrestleMania moments, them Florida cops would have beat Bianca Belair's father behind. He had jumped that rail. They'd have whooped on him and then found out that was her pop later. They would have like, that's not script. That beat down that her pop would have gotten from the cops, and he jumped the rail like that. That would have been real.
Now, what I also appreciated, and I will point out, because it was pointed out to me as I was watching the match with my girlfriend, and they went over the video package. She was like, weren't they just a tag team like a couple? Yeah. But I'm glad they didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
Before
because I think honestly it was more the storyline of it was like they were a tag team, but they weren't necessarily friends.
Right.
It was, it was circumstances. They were kind of paired together, but they weren't. It wasn't like, hey, I really respect you. I like you. Let's be friends.
I want WWE to get away from that. This whole they're going to a big match. Let's see if they can work together. Why? I don't need to see if they can work together. I don't want them to work together.
They don't need to work together. Why they got to work together for? What they got to work together for? They're about to fight each other. They don't need to work.
Especially not against other champions. Like, then both of the championships look terrible. Because then for weeks, it seemed like nobody in the situation cared about the SmackDown Women's Championship, which meant more than the tag team championships.
That is true.
But in the end, they got it right with the build-up, and those 2 phenomenal women's wrestlers put on a great match.
Yes.
And
match worthy of the main event.
Yes, absolutely.
Worthy of the main event.
Nothing else should have even come close to that.
All right, so what do you get? What grade do you give night one?
I'm a little biased because I had to wait until it was all officially over, which took forever.
Yeah, so yeah. Can we put out there how disappointing WWE on Peacock is?
Yeah, it's
compared to WWE Network. WWE on Peacock is so far it's a thumbs down.
I miss the network so much for so many reasons at this point. I've lost count.
Yeah. So if you want to watch, like if you missed the beginning of WrestleMania, you're just out of luck.
Yeah. You can't unless you really want to wait.
You got to wait till the whole thing is over, then watch the replay.
Right.
To watch from the beginning. If it's already started. There is no start, and that's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dumb. I'm not so far I'm not a fan of WWE on Peacock.
What makes it even dumber is that if you start watching something
Mm-hmm.
and then you come out of it on Peacock and you go back into it, there's a question that I asked you if you want to watch from start or resume that you could just build into a live event as well.
Yeah.
But I'd put it at a solid B plus.
B plus. Okay. All right. You know, I'm not gonna give it an A, but I'll give it a B plus. I'll say B plus.
It had some bad moments.
Yeah.
But I think that the really good moments outweighed a lot of the questionable ones.
Yeah. Okay. Agree. All right. So now on to night 2, Sunday night.
The big
if they actually get this thing started, because they're calling for a lot of rain and a lot of thunderstorms in the Tampa area, so we could very well see another rain delayed start.
We might.
So that's just going to be a lot of promos, a lot of backstage segments, a lot of pull aparts. You know,
that
to kill the
me
time.
Too. I've been waiting for so long to finally see this thing end, and then I gotta wait. Or I actually just fast forwarded through all the promos. I just fast forwarded to about 40 minutes and saw the first match.
Okay. All right. First match of night 2 is
Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Natalya and Tamina. Family versus family. I don't want to see the belts on Natalya and Tamina.
No.
But I feel like it's gonna happen.
No.
I think they're gonna give up the belts.
No. They will give up the belts at some point in time. They should be giving up the belts to Naomi and Lana.
I don't know.
They're not. So therefore, there's no need for them to give up the belts tonight. I feel like they had dropped the ball with downplaying the roles that Tamina, Nia Jax, and Naomi all play in the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't remember which Uso is Naomi married to.
I don't know.
She's married to one of them bulls. But you know, her, Nia. You know, I always thought that should play into it.
I thought that would have been a great play into Roman Reigns' heel turn.
Yeah, because did you see the video? It was a video and it was pictures a couple of months ago when Roman Reigns first won the Universal Championship. Remember when he won the championship, Sika and Alpha came out and they gave him the lays and officially crowned him as, you know, the tribal chief. Well, there's a video of Nia Jax with her family making those lays. And I thought that was cool, but they never, you know, that was one of them little behind the things that they, you know, I thought they should be playing that up.
Right. Now, here's what I wanted, and still could happen, because we'll get into it later, but I don't want Roman Reigns to lose tonight.
No.
But so what I wanted, still want, and wish could happen, I want to slowly see WWE have Roman Reigns, just like he did with the Usos, almost pound them into acceptance one by one, and then finally at the end, when he's got almost everybody on his side, then The Rock comes out, and that's when they start that feud. That's what I would want to see from this whole storyline. All
right, well, we'll see. I don't want to see Roman Reigns versus The Rock at anything but WrestleMania.
No.
So,
but that would be good long-term storytelling.
That would be good long-term storytelling. So if that were to happen, you know, you got a year to get that done. Got a year. But nonetheless, all right, you got this women's tag team match. Yeah, like I said, I'm with you. I don't want Natalya and Tamina to win. I don't think they will win. I think it would be stupid if they did. And you don't want me. You don't want to tempt me with changing the channel at the very first match of WrestleMania. So I think the champions go over.
I don't want it to happen, but I think Natalya and Tamina will be your new tag team champions.
No. Disagree. All right, there you go. We disagree right off the bat. All right, next match.
For the United States Championship, Riddle versus Sheamus. That's Matt Riddle. I'm not calling this man.
Yeah, that's another a bad thing that that WWE does from time to time.
Change people's
just chop off people's first names. They did it. Remember when Mustafa Ali, they just chopped off the Mustafa.
And they changed how they say Mustafa. It's
Mustafa. Yeah,
which just sounds ridiculous.
Well, no, that's how he says that's his, a Mustafa Ali. Okay, word. If that's what you want to be, but it's Ali, Mustafa Ali, it's Riddle, it's they chopped off Apollo. For a little bit they chopped off Apollo Cruz's last name. Mm-hmm. And I guess with the black wrestlers they chop off though, because remember it was Big E Langston. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. He ain't been Big E Langston in years. He's just Big E.
Yeah, which sounds a whole lot better, I will say.
What, Big E? You like Big E over Big E Langston? Or
that's a lot to say.
The man has a last name. His first name ain't Big. Last name ain't E.
The last name is E.
No. Get that man his last name.
But hearing them say Riddle always makes me think about how there's not a lot of superstars that just have one name. Like it's a 2-name thing.
Antonio Cesaro.
Cesaro works.
No, get that man his first. Get these people 2 names.
I like Cesaro.
No, get these people 2 names,
but
man.
Also, name changes in WWE just don't fit well with me. Like Bobby Roode or Robert Roode or any other form of Robert Roode.
Robbie Roode.
Yeah, it just Bob Roode. None of it fits for me besides Bobby Roode.
Okay.
But anyway, I don't think Matt Riddle should lose this match.
No. At this point in time, Sheamus should not be taking titles from people. Sheamus should not be taking titles from people unless he is a transitional champion. There's no reason for there. I'm not quite sure if I like the United States title on Riddle.
Not the way that they've built him.
But yeah.
This whole stoner surfer whatever character that they have for him is so tacky and so bad. I've been over it since night 1.
Agreed. But nonetheless, he shouldn't be losing the championship to Sheamus.
I know how much you hate this term, especially when you feel like it's too early. But honestly, at least for me, if Matt Riddle loses the United States Championship, you send him to the land with Ricochet and Aleister Black. The same wasteland that all the up and coming NXT talent goes down to.
Yeah. What you gotten at the call you've been waiting for your whole life when you've moved up from NXT to the main roster and then you're buried beyond belief.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, I'm sure that's coming. That day might come before the end of this year. That day might come before the end of the summer. That day might come before the end of the spring. Before Money in the Bank. But it's not going to come. It's not going to come on Sunday night.
Hopefully.
All right. So I have Riddle. Matt Riddle.
I'm
gonna call. Look, from here on out, I'm gonna call everyone. I'm gonna give everyone their full names. Matt Riddle will beat Sheamus. Sheamus never had a last name.
He did not.
No.
Sheamus never needed a last name.
Sheamus never needed a last name. But if he had one, I'd be calling him by his last name right now.
All right. So we both got Matt Riddle. Then moving on, we have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, which I feel like can't disappoint.
Can't disappoint. And I feel like it's crazy that this is the first time those two have, I believe this is the first time these two have met at WrestleMania. When you think about how long those two have been feuding, and they've been feuding over a bunch of different promotions all over the world. It's crazy that this is the first time I believe that they faced each other at WrestleMania. I believe
that's probably why they did it.
Yeah.
Both of them were just talking to creative backstage and was like, neither of us have a match. We're best friends. We'll put on a great show. Let's just have a match.
And they were like, you know what? Okay. All
Can we get KO to jump off of the entrance during the match?
No, he'll jump off something.
He's like Shane McMahon, but someone that you actually want to see in a wrestling match.
Yeah. Give me more Kevin Owens in wrestling matches at WrestleMania. Give me less Shane McMahon.
Yes.
I will say I have Kevin Owens winning this one.
Now, are you excited for the premiere of Sami Zayn's documentary?
Oh yeah, I think that'll probably be pretty entertaining.
I, like a lot of people, did not think that those cameras were actually filming him.
They probably weren't, but still, I'm sure they had.
Well, you watched the trailer, and it was real footage from those. I did not think those cameras were actually on.
Okay.
And then it showed the trailer, and it was a decent trailer for the nonsense that has been coming.
All right, well, we will watch that one. We will definitely watch that.
I think I gotta go with Kevin Owens. So.
Kevin Owens, all right. So we both got Kevin Owens winning that one. Next match.
The Nigerian drum fight, which I still have no idea what that means, for the Intercontinental Championship with Big E Langston.
That's right.
Versus Apollo Crews.
I will tell you this right now. I am afraid. I am definitely afraid that this match is going to be racist, and I don't want it to be. That is my fear. It is bad enough. And the thing is, I'm torn with Apollo Crews because I kind of like this whole heel persona, but ethically, I have a problem with the fact that they just told him, hey, we're going to make you a bad guy. We're going to give you a spear, and we're going to tell you to talk like you're from Wakanda. And that's it. And that's it. And now you're going to have a Nigerian drum match, which I think
feud with one of the only other.
So you're going to have, so you got the one guy talking like Black Panther, and then you got the other guy who talks like he's preaching somebody's sermon. In a match where these dudes are going to be beating African drums all over the ring.
Is that what the match? What is a
Nigerian when I hear a Nigerian drum match, that's what I imagine.
Is it like drumline?
No, it's not going to. It's going to be like Shaka Zulu or something. And I'm just like, God, please, I will be sitting there before the match starts with my fingers crossed, like, please don't let this match be racist. Please don't let this match be racist. Please don't kill the momentum of Bianca and Banks from night one with a racist Nigerian drum match.
Now,
that's all.
I'm conflicted with this match because
you're gonna have people coming in the ring. Look, have you ever seen Saba Simba?
No.
That was Tony Atlas. This is way before your time. But they gave Tony Atlas a new gimmick, and he was Saba Simba. And he was just this African dude, told him to stop wrestling in shoes, and he came to the ring barefoot with like coconuts and all types of And this could absolutely go wrong.
It's gonna be the black on black version of Triple H versus Booker T at WrestleMania.
Who's going to be the racist one?
The whole match. WWE backstage is the racist one.
Oh, goodness. This could go wrong. I hope it doesn't.
You know, it doesn't make sense. If it goes wrong, Peacock is already taking out offensive content from WWE.
Yes.
Which, in a lot of ways, they should.
Yeah.
But if this goes wrong,
if this is horribly racist, this match will never be on. Yeah, this will never be on the replay. You'll never see this again. What match? But nonetheless, I believe that Apollo Crews has to win this match.
Yes.
It will. You will have successfully wasted his heel turn. And any momentum you might have built with him if he does not win this match tonight. He is pretty much lost to Big E every time they face. So if you now get a third or fourth match between the two of them, and this is supposedly the match, his match, the Nigerian drum match, which we've never seen before. Or is it going to have big pictures of Kamala, the Ugandan giant, the ghost of Kamala?
His match that he's never been in.
Yeah.
It's his match, though.
A Nigerian drum match. God, just don't be racist. That's all. That's my hope.
But so I want Apollo Crews to win. And he needs to win.
He needs to win, yeah.
But I don't want the New Day to go from everybody having a championship
to nobody.
Nobody having a championship.
Get ready for that. They went in. How it started. How it's going. Friday night, they was walking around with all the gold. Monday morning, they all three of them. Their waist gonna be kind of empty.
That's a little disappointing.
Hey, it is what it is, man. All the black people can't win at WrestleMania.
Not against each other.
Some black folks got to lose. All right. Be happy for Bianca. Be happy for Omos. Be happy for Apollo Crews. Sorry, New Day.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Sorry, Sasha. Sorry, Big E Langston.
Big E Langston.
Call that man by his whole name.
Why don't you tweet that out? Maybe
Big E Langston. Exactly. He would have won had you went by Big E Langston.
How are you gonna say he would have won in a match that hasn't happened yet?
I'm calling it down. Either way. All right, next match.
Randy Orton versus The Fiend. Is it gonna be a match? Can that should be the prediction, not who's gonna win. I think it'll be a normal match.
No, I don't think it's gonna be a normal match. It's gonna be like that match he had with John Cena last year.
That was really entertaining.
Oh, you know what? No. I think it's gonna be a real match because I think it's going to be a real match now because there's a live audience.
Right. They have to do it.
Live. Yeah. There's not going to be all the the cinematics and
that was really entertaining for what they had to do.
Yeah.
And it'll never happen again.
Yeah.
It probably shouldn't happen again.
Mm-hmm. But no, this is good. They will face each other, and they'll. Randy Orton will lose. He got to lose. He can't win.
Yeah, if Randy Orton wins, I mean, the Fiend and Bray Wyatt has been dead for a while. But if Randy Orton then wins tonight, I mean, there's just it was this whole feud was
Randy Orton's not going to win tonight. Randy Orton's going to lose, and it's probably going to be close to a squash tonight because that's what has to happen.
I'm so tired of the Fiend just standing there and delivering 2 moves, and then the match is over.
No, it's not. I think it's going to be a squash. I think Randy Orton loses in a squash. All right, what's the next match?
For the Raw Women's Championship, Asuka versus Rhea Ripley.
I feel like they pulled the trigger on this Rhea Ripley thing too. They waited too long.
It's a bad mixture of too late and too early at the same time. It was too late by the time they started building this, and it's too early for her to make me feel like she should win the championship.
Yeah, but I guess I also feel like part of the problem is now, like, what are you doing to Rhea Ripley if the 2 times you've seen her on WrestleMania, she's losing, and it might be time to pull the belt off Asuka, but
have we seen her do enough with it though to pull it off of her?
No.
What has she been doing?
No, because I feel like the talk has always been the talk has been Sasha Banks. So Asuka's kind of been the forgotten one, and then with Charlotte Flair being out, there's just nothing. There's nothing compelling.
So glad about that.
Why are you so glad about that?
Charlotte Flair is absolutely terrible for WWE.
I'll cut your mic off and send you to your room. Don't you ever disrespect Charlotte Flair like that? Are you crazy?
The worst thing for women's wrestling.
Okay, I just turned that. Well, there goes his mic, because you will not come on Al Gore's internet and disrespect Charlotte Flair like that. She's the queen. Whoa, that's it for him. He's not on this show anymore. You ain't gonna be. Whoa. Either way, I think no. You know what? I'm gonna flip mid-show. I'm gonna say Rhea Ripley wins. Rhea Ripley wins this one. I think it could go either way. I think it's kind of too soon, but I think they've kind of painted themselves in a corner with this.
Here's the question: either way, no matter who wins this, what is next for either of them? Like, the winner goes on to feud with who? Charlotte Flair? I don't want to see another Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair feud, because we just had it last year.
It's been a year.
It wasn't a good feud then.
I disagree with that. I think that was good. I think, maybe Charlotte Flair at some point in time. You got to think Becky Lynch is coming back at some point. That kid's probably grown at this point. Kid's a grown man.
When I was going back to last night's, I was watching the entrance for Bad Bunny. And all I could think about was that was probably the entrance that they wanted Becky Lynch to do. That he came on that big semi truck.
Yeah.
And I was like, they just changed the color from the same truck that Becky Lynch had.
Just painted
the same thing.
Yeah.
They covered it up and put it at a different angle so you couldn't tell.
I believe it. All right, so who do you have winning? You have I said Rhea Ripley.
I guess so.
Okay. All right, next match.
The big one, the triple threat match.
Oh, boy.
Highly anticipated.
Oh, boy.
Edge versus Daniel Bryan versus the head of the table, the tribal chief.
Yes.
The face of SmackDown and WWE.
Your man. You brought the belt down here for the show, too. Let's show it off. There you go. You got it. And you even got the official.
Have the Roman Reigns on it.
I'm sitting here looking at the Roman Reigns nameplates on this. Looking real official. So let's put it out there. Is that your pick?
Absolutely. Roman Reigns should not and will not lose this match tonight.
Okay.
It's been too long of a storyline and not long enough.
I feel like they have been using this match to build Daniel Bryan versus Edge more than they've built either of these guys versus Roman Reigns.
Well, I would say now that you could look at it that way. Or you could look at it as they've built it as Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns and not cared about Edge until about the past 2 weeks. And the problem is they brought Edge back. And of course, with Edge returning, it was going to be a big pop for the fans.
Yeah.
But then because of that, they made him a babyface. And Edge as a babyface is just not good right now.
Okay.
He's much better in the really aggressive and angry role that you've seen the past couple of weeks with Daniel Bryan trying to take over his spotlight. But either way, I mean, this build hasn't really shown Edge to matter all that much in this match.
Yeah, I think so too. But I feel like I'm not sure where this is going. Whereas, you see Edge cutting more edgy, no pun intended, promos. Sounding more and more like a heel. And Daniel Bryan as well, where it almost comes off as you got three heel. Who's the good guy in this? Well, who's the guy that you're pulling for?
So here's a little bit of rumors going on that the reason why Edge somewhat turned heel in the past couple weeks is and one of the reasons why Daniel Bryan was added to this match was because Vince McMahon really noticed how old Edge is really looking. And because of that, you add Daniel Bryan as kind of like a backup plan. Because I don't think what anyone wants to see or wanted to see was Edge just get absolutely demolished by Roman Reigns, which is what should have happened if it was a one-on-one match.
Well, I think that also cheapens the Royal Rumble. Your Royal Rumble winner should not get squashed at WrestleMania.
Right.
What was the point? Because then that means is Roman Reigns that much better than everybody else? If he's out here just getting completely if you have a guy who outlasts 29 other superstars to win the Royal Rumble, the best of the best, only to go on to WrestleMania and get absolutely annihilated. What does that say about the rest of the field? Yeah. But nonetheless, I feel like, if there was ever a time when a heel cut a promo that makes sense to the fan. All right, yeah, Daniel Bryan did kind of weasel his way into this match.
He did.
He did kind of backdoor his way into this match. It's like, to me, and I feel like this is not the Daniel Bryan of a couple years ago with the Yes movement.
right?
Where it was like it looked like he was kind of edged out of the main event picture, and the fans kind of forced the WWE's hand by putting him in there.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that time. It's like the winner of the Royal Rumble should get a one-on-one match.
Mm-hmm.
You should not be making the Royal Rumble winner fight triple threat. That's not, that's not cool. And the thing that he said, yeah, he did, like Edge made it seem like Daniel Bryan is trying his hardest to make this about him.
Mm-hmm.
When it's not. WrestleMania, the main event at WrestleMania should be the champion versus the Royal Rumble winner,
mm-hmm.
whoever it may be. Not about the upstart superstar who has all the heart and, not that. So to me, it's like if you're going to make it, Daniel Bryan is not, I guess, he's not endearing himself
now
to the viewers, to the fans.
That he said it a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Daniel Bryan's biggest promos leading up to this they should have really gone hard on this. But he talked about how this could be his last opportunity to either win a championship or win a championship at WrestleMania, mm-hmm. which I think if you need a babyface in this match, mm-hmm. should have been what you talked about more. Mm-hmm. With everything Daniel Bryan has already been through in his career, this very well could be the last time we see Daniel Bryan headlining a pay-per-view event.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have made for a good storyline on his part of it. And it also is a little ironic to have Daniel Bryan really making the most of this opportunity against Edge, who almost made an entire career out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that again could have been another avenue for the storyline to go down that I don't feel like WWE touched upon enough.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think the final promo before WrestleMania with Roman Reigns at the end of Friday Night SmackDown was one of the best promos that I've seen from WWE in absolutely the past year.
I thought all three of them.
Yes.
I thought Daniel Bryan, Edge, and Roman Reigns, all three of them sold the match. Absolutely perfectly. Mm-hmm. I liked, as much as I have an issue with the fact that they made this a triple threat match, the way they sold it on Friday,
yes,
I have no problem with. That being said, there is absolutely no way either Daniel Bryan or Edge should be taking the belt off Roman Reigns on Sunday night.
No.
Roman Reigns should win the should keep the championship.
And if they do, there is doubly no way that anybody can or should pin or submit Roman Reigns in this match.
Roman Reigns should absolutely not tap out.
Right.
I do not want to see Roman Reigns tapping out on Sunday night.
No.
I think if there's any way that the championship changes hands, it would be for Daniel Bryan or Edge to pin one another.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of them should put the champion's shoulders to the mat.
No.
To me, I feel like, all right, even if you want to have Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns one-on-one at Money in the Bank next month, that's fine. Hey, you didn't pin me. You didn't pin me. You pinned Edge or whatever.
Because you could have another Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan match,
mm-hmm.
and that would be good because you have it where Daniel Bryan feels like he should have won at Fastlane,
mm-hmm.
but Edge interfered.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have it where Roman Reigns pins Edge at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel Bryan is still looking for a clean one-on-one match. That would
mm-hmm.
be fun. I don't want to see Roman Reigns versus Edge for reasons previously stated. So Roman Reigns should come out of this the winner.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Shout out to our good friend Sean Hood. Says there's no way Roman loses tonight.
No,
I agree. You're absolutely right on that.
And if he does, I mean,
if he does, I'm gonna call BS because that was some crap.
If he does, that's a terrible decision and almost a spit in the face to this guy who came back to you in a pandemic with his battle with leukemia. He held SmackDown above anything else solely by himself. He's the best heel absolutely in WWE, if not in all of wrestling worldwide. Just to have him lose his first match as the best heel of recent memory in front of alive fans at WrestleMania. And that it makes no sense.
The head of the table remains the head of the table. That is how it will be. That is how it will be. So real quick, let's as we wrap this up, because we got to watch the actual show.
Yes.
All right. First match was
Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Natalya and Tamina.
And we're taking Nia Jax. We're both taking Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler.
Yes.
Okay. Next match.
Matt Riddle versus Sheamus.
Yes, Matt Riddle. We call people by their full names on this show. Matt Riddle versus Sheamus. Matt Riddle will win.
Matt Riddle needs to win.
Yes.
Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn.
I said that could go either way. I'm gonna go Kevin Owens.
I'm going Kevin Owens at WrestleMania as well.
Okay.
We're doing a lot of matching on this card.
Yep.
So
Okay.
You have the drum fight. Big E Langston.
Big E Langston.
Apollo Crews.
Yes. Versus Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews has to win.
Apollo Crews has to win, and this match has to not be racist.
Let's not be racist.
That
my
should
hope. Be the only crowd chant.
Apollo Crews wins, and the match not be racist.
That should be the only crowd chant inside of Raymond James Stadium.
Not be racist. Not be racist.
Then we have Randy Orton versus The Fiend. I still don't even think this is going to be a real match, but The Fiend is going to win.
Okay.
Asuka versus Rhea Ripley.
I say Rhea Ripley.
I'll go Asuka just for the sake of disagreeing.
Okay.
And then Roman Reigns is going over to end WrestleMania.
Yes, yes, the head of the table, the tribal chief. Do they even call him the big dog anymore? No.
They don't have dogs on the island.
Yeah, no dogs on the island. All right, there you have it. Enjoy WrestleMania. We might come back with a recap show. We might not. But you tell us what you think of this show. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at BITW Sports. Remember, you can download this and any other podcast from Best in the World Sports by going to wherever you get your podcast and searching Best in the World Sports. My name is John Brown. This is my son, Peyton Brown. Thank you for watching our WrestleMania preview. We'll talk to you again another time. Peace.